tired, lethargic, nausea, hormonal acne, and I could eat bagels. I should have bought stock in bagels. Gosh, I'm making pregnancy sound amazing, I know it. I am happy to say I'm in the second trimester and feeling so much better. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to my first trimester recap video. I am currently in my second trimester, so I'm a little late at posting this, but you know, time is just getting away from me. The third one, it goes quick. Goes real quick. So if you are new here, hi, my name is Blake. I am a stay-at-home mother of two with one on the way, hence the video, first trimester recap. I have a daughter, Briley, she is 2, almost 3, and a son, Braden, who just turned 1. And we are expecting our third this August, and we are so excited. We are not finding out the gender of this baby. We have a boy and a girl, so we are pretty set on everything that we need. So we decided this go around, since it is our last baby, we would just go out with a bang and just be surprised. I am gonna say this now, I am not giving really any tips on how to get through the first trimester. The couch was my friend. So this is strictly just what happened with me during my first trimester, how I coped with it, how I dealt with some things, and yeah, you'll see. Stay tuned. So let's start off with early symptoms that I was pregnant. I had none. I had a teeny tiny bit of round ligament pain, but I've got that before, like if I have a period coming up or something of the sorts. So I was trying pretty hard not to like hold on too hard to any of these just in case I wasn't pregnant. I will link my finding out I'm pregnant video below so you get my kind of like live reaction of how everything's going. I was trying not to get my hopes up just in case. So I did have a little bit of round ligament pain, cramping. I had a weird sense of smell situation happen. I was cooking dinner one night, we were making tacos, and I put the ground beef in, and it was perfectly fine ground beef. Like, we've purchased it local, we have not had it that long, it was in our freezer, I had de-thawed it perfectly like you're supposed to in the fridge overnight type thing, you know, not leaving it out on the counter or anything like that. And I was making dinner, and it sounds so gross, but it smelled like fish to me, you guys. I know, I was like so thrown off by it, and I was like, what? That, huh? So I tried it, you know, I was like, it tastes normal, and so I just continued to make it because I was like, there's no reason for it to have gone bad. Like I said, we haven't had the ground beef very long, so there's really no rhyme or reason as to why it smelled like that. So that was kind of an inkling. And then Ramsey said this later on. Ramsey is my husband. He told me that he had an inkling because there was this salad I was obsessed with, and looking back, totally, and it was like mixed green salad, and then we get those like those chicken nugget, I think it's the brand is Truly from Costco, which they're like the Chick-fil-A chicken nugget dupe from Costco. So it's spring salad mix, those covered in buffalo sauce. Like, I would toss them in buffalo sauce after cooking them, and then chop up pickles and ranch dressing. And that was like my go-to salad for probably a week straight. So that was his inkling that I might be pregnant. But that was kind of really it. I can't remember if I had it. This is why you film me sooner. I can't remember if I had any other symptoms other than that, but you know, like I said, it was just like that one weird cravings for a salad, the smell for the food kind of got me, and then the round ligament pain. That was kind of it. I didn't have any like sore boobs or anything like that. I was still nursing Braden at the time, so I didn't have anything like that. I was starting to get a little bit of a gut, like bloating, but also Braden had cut down his nursing, so I lose a lot of weight when I am nursing because it burns calories on me so quickly. So I just, you know, contributed the bloating and the weight gain to, I didn't really gain any weight. It was just like a gut I was getting. I just attributed that to Braden is eating less from me. so there was that. So that was kind of like the only signs that I kind of had while pregnant. Nothing too exciting. I didn't really have a feeling that I was pregnant. Little TMI, we didn't try a ton of times in order to get pregnant. So you know, I kind of was thinking like, well, and I mean, it could happen because it could, and you never know, but I mean, it might not be this month. It'll probably have to be like the next month or something. So if you haven't seen the video, like I said, I'll link it down below, but we did end up finding out we were pregnant, which is exciting, and I was doing pretty fine. I did have to pee a lot after finding out I was pregnant. It was kind of like the day before I found out I was pregnant. Oh, I guess that's another symptom. I did have to pee a lot, just that one time, the day before I found out I was pregnant, which isn't normal for me. I can normally hold it pretty long. TMI, I know, whatever. I found out beginning of December that I was pregnant, and I was doing totally fine. Little backstory on myself. I typically get pretty sick and nauseous in the first trimester. I hate any home-cooked meals. A lot of food I just don't like in general. Briley, I was sick until about 22 weeks with like food aversion, nausea, and just being like kind of grossed out by things. I don't typically throw up a ton, which is great for me. I do typically get constipated with pregnancies. I know, TMI, but like it is what it is. I'm just letting you know what I typically get. Oh, and then with Brayden, I was sick with him until about 16 weeks. I think it was more like 16 weeks. I was nauseous with him. I didn't have as much food aversions. I still did not like a lot of things, and I still had Ramsey picking us up a lot of food because I was so grossed out, but for the most part, it wasn't bad. And now with this baby, I was totally fine for, let's see, so I found out December. You're technically 4 weeks pregnant when you find out, right? So December, so I'd say what, 4 weeks later, so about the 8-week mark, which is textbook that every, you know, informational site or book or whatever tells you is when you start to really get the symptoms. My nausea kicked in, and unfortunately, it was Christmas Day. And the only reason I remember that is because we had cooked this amazing, first we started with our appetizer, which is this like garlic spread appetizer, which is so good. And I made it and I was so excited to eat it. And the second I set it on the counter to like dip into, I was so grossed out by it. So I just passed on that for that moment. And then dinner comes around, we had made prime rib, oh yummy, and was it probably asparagus or broccoli or something, which is our typical go-to, and mashed potato, or no, and a baked potato. Oh, it was such a good dinner, and I remember taking like 3 bites of the prime rib and just being like so grossed out by it. And so I was like, no, it's here. So it hit hard. I would actually say, I want to say it lasted till like 16 weeks again. Thankfully not as long as Briley's, but it was a lot worse than Briley and Brayden's. My nausea was insane. But I think the reason it was a lot worse was because I was also extremely tired and lethargic, and I could just barely move like off the couch. The couch was my friend. I would wake up, get the kids up, barely get them breakfast made because, you know, smell of food. And it took me a while before I found something I could eat without being so grossed out by it that wasn't, you know, fast food or having to go get something. If it was fast food, I typically go for the Starbucks sausage and egg breakfast sandwiches. Those are so good. Which would then I'd get a coffee, and that's just, you know, like $12 right there. So you can't really do that daily. I mean, some people can. We can't. So I'd make them breakfast, and I would just like book it to the couch. When they were done, I'd clean them up, book it back to the couch. It was bad. We found so many shows. I felt horrible for the kids, honestly. I did end up having a few meltdowns and pity parties on myself. I actually had one massive meltdown where I was crying because I just felt like I did it to Ramsey, you know, your husband, your rock, where I was like crying that I was just being a horrible mom because all I could do is barely get up to go to the couch, and he just tried to remind me like, this is, you know, this is the first trimester, you're gonna get through this, you always do. And it's kind of sad to say that I had to keep telling myself like, this is your last baby, like this is your last time having to do this, you can do it, you can do it. Like it was horrible. It was bad. But along with the tired, lethargic, nausea, I did get food aversion this time. I will say the food aversion wasn't as bad as the first two. Briley was the worst, Brayden was better, and this baby is better food aversion wise, like pregnancy food aversion wise. I remember one day Ramsey was trying to be so nice and make burgers for us because, you know, like that's what you could pick up when you go to fast food or something. And I remember he opened the slider, like he barbecued them outside even, prepped everything, opened the slider, and a little bit of the smell from the barbecue came inside. And I lost it. I was like, oh, can't eat that now. Like, it was so disgusting to me, and I felt horrible because he was trying so hard to, like, you know, make me like that delicious fast food burger without going and getting something, because we do try not to eat out. Like, don't get me wrong, we're human, we do, like, we're not that strict on it, but it costs money, and we don't try to, it does cost a lot of money, maybe not in the moment, but it adds up. And, you know, with kids and his meal and my meal, and then you want more, and then you get into the habit of it, and we just try not to waste a ton of money on fast food. We'd rather, you know, go on a trip with it or something. And I mean, it adds up. But it is kind of funny, like, the changes in food, like, it's undescribable, really. Like, it amazes me how I can like tomatoes or onions one day, and then I'm pregnant and my nausea and my food aversion kicks in, and I hate those so much. Or like coffee. Oh my goodness, coffee. I hated coffee in the first trimester, but that's all I wanted, was to have a little ounce of like energy. And you're not supposed to drink energy drinks in general, but you're not supposed to drink them while pregnant. So it's like, coffee's my only energy. And I know that's horrible to rely on something for energy, but when you've got 2 kids and you're pregnant and you're not sleeping well, which I will get to, it's just, you know, you want something. And so it's hard when it's not good. It was even so bad as to where I didn't want water. I forced myself to drink like the bare minimum of water every day, which I don't even know how much that was, but I wasn't drinking. Okay, so my big cups that I always drink, 4 of those equals a gallon of water. No, 4 of those equals the amount of ounces of water that you're supposed to drink, which I can't even remember. 70, 84, 72? I can't remember. I just know it's 4 of my cups. So I was maybe drinking like 1 to 2 of those a day, and that's like forcing myself. It couldn't be cold, but it couldn't be hot. It had to be like cold, but no ice. It's weird. It is so weird. I wish I could explain it to you better other than saying it's weird, but it's just, that's how it is. What's even more frustrating with the coffee is that I couldn't stand the coffee at our house, but if like I had said earlier, if I went to go get my sausage, egg, and cheddar sandwich from Starbucks, I could handle Starbucks coffee, but I couldn't handle a coffee here in the house, which is Starbucks bean coffee. So I don't get it. I don't get pregnancy, food aversions, and nausea and all the things. It just, I can't like calculate it in my head. Thankfully, about, I think it was week 10, 11, one of the two, I realized bagels. I could eat bagels. And I wasn't disgusted by the smell of them cooking in the toaster. I wasn't disgusted by, you know, the cream cheese, or if it was a flavored, like I could do onion bagels, I could do everything bagels, I could do cinnamon raisin bagels, I could do plain bagels. So I want to say I had breakfast and lunch bagels for a few weeks because it's all I could keep down. I would force myself to eat dinner, try and have at least a couple bites of vegetables just to get some nutrients in my body. Like I said, I never really threw up, so I kind of saw it as, you know, you can eat a little bit, you're not gonna throw it up, just push through. And I do think that helped with my nausea a little bit, because I know from doing a lot of research, the more you eat, the better you feel. So I was definitely, I should have bought stock in bagels. That's how many bagels I ate. And cream cheese I ate smothered on. It was so good. So if you're struggling right now with nausea, maybe try bagels because they saved me. Another symptom that I got, aside from the food aversions, the nausea, gosh, I'm making pregnancy sound amazing, I know it. I got restless legs pretty bad at night. I would go to bed, and about an hour into bed, I would wake up and my legs were so restless. They ached, and they were just like, it was like pins and needles all over, and I was just, a shower wouldn't help. I did do some research, and I found if you stretch right before bed, it'll seem to help. I think the second night of stretching, I finally was able to go to sleep. Even though I was so tired all the time, I was still getting restless legs, but I do think it was because I was sitting on the couch so much that I wasn't moving my body enough, but it was hard. Honestly, all that sounded good was that couch. And then lastly, the fun hormonal acne and dry skin. That flared up, I want to say pretty soon after finding out I was pregnant. I had it pretty bad with Brayden. I didn't really get hormonal acne with Briley, but I did have it pretty bad with Brayden, and it was like all along my mouth right here. sometimes like on my neck even, but it was worse all along my jawline and mouth. It's getting better. I can't believe I'm gonna do this. You can still kind of see I have makeup on, but I have a few breakouts, but you know, it happens. My body's been either pregnant or nursing since 2018, so I get it. My hormones are all messed up, so you know, you cover it with some makeup and it is what it is. Some days are better than the next. I do try to hydrate my face a lot more right now than I ever have in my life. I try to wash it a lot more than I ever have in my life. It seems to be getting better, but every time I say that, it gets a little bit worse, so who knows? It'll be better in a couple years when I'm done breastfeeding and done having kids. That's sad. That is my first trimester recap. I am happy to say I'm in the second trimester and feeling so much better. And I'm happy because I am feeling better, so I can kind of enjoy this pregnancy a little bit more. It is weird not finding out the sex of the baby, because it's like normally you say, oh, the little baby boy, or he's doing great, or she's doing wonderful, and you just kind of say it. So it's doing great. I will do a second trimester update video, show you some ultrasound pictures as well, because we did have our 20-week ultrasound already. I know I'm late in filming this, so hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's kind of a little random. Again, I know I don't have many tips or tricks other than eat bagels, but I know some people like to just kind of see how other people deal or handle the first trimester. I did not handle it very well, and I laid on the couch the entire time. It's what it is. We got through it though, and baby's doing good, I'm doing good, I'm feeling great. We're in the springtime, although it is a gloomy, rainy day today. I am happy because spring is here, flowers are popping up out of the ground, and it's gonna be great, right? So, hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up because it really supports my channel, and don't forget to hit that red subscribe button so that you don't miss many more videos in the future. And thank you guys again so much for watching. Bye guys.